Okay, this is... What's the name of this game again? Down the bottom of the well? Yeah, I think that's what it is. The Bottom of the Well. It's on Steam. It's a free game. It's some kind of Alice in Wonderland inspired type survival game. So I think it's more like a visual novel, kind of choose your own adventure type thing, but this is gonna be cool. Okay. The default is recommended, and then you have the randomly generated, which I guess could be either the default or the custom or a dark. I don't know. Custom Alice, I'm assuming you can like go over here and pick like your attributes, and then Dark Alice, what I read, she's just like some kind of warrior chick that's no holds barred. She just kind of fucks everybody over and she makes it through the whole apocalypse type thing. So let's see. We're gonna go default because I suck at games, and we're gonna make this as easy as possible for me. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I know that. Okay, accept and start. Here we go. Let's see, Dream Diary. Today, I had the weirdest dream of my life. I'm waiting for Joe to come online so I can talk to someone about... Oh, hello, Joe. What do you know? Morning, eh? Morning. Did you catch the anniversary reading last night? No. Well, I tried, but I fell asleep. Listen, about that. You fell asleep? Oh, come on! Alice in Wonderland is like our favorite! Let me finish! Something happened. I was tuning in my radio. You're such a Luddite. Amazing I can even catch you online. Shut up! I'm not a Luddite. I like analog things. Anyway, I was tuning into the broadcast and I must have hit the AM switch or something because suddenly the channel changed to something else. What? Aliens? Oh no, government-run number stations? No, it was this weird, like, white noise. At first, it's hard to explain why I was so drawn to it. I could hear snippets of some melody, maybe lyrics, but the signal was weak. So you turned it off and continued looking for the Alice broadcast. So I went out on my balcony and turned the antenna around until the signal came through clear. Duh. It now sounded more like music, with the odd signal in the background. When logic and proportion... Is that proportion? Yeah. Have fallen sloppy dead, and the White Knight is talking backwards, and the Red Queen's off with her head. Cool. Oh, so somebody's pirate radio broadcast of golden oldies. It felt like there was something else there, some message that the music was hiding. I know it sounds weird. And then, I fell asleep. What a story. No, hear me out. I dreamed, and I didn't know I was dreaming. Do you understand? It was entirely lucid, but like waking up in another world, except I didn't think of it as another world. Ugh, does this make any sense? You had a super lifelike dream where you didn't know you were dreaming, but you were still lucidly in control? That sounds pretty rad to me. I like this Hatter guy. Let's see. I'm sure it would have been, except for the whole end of the world, apocalypse bit in the dream. Okay. Now you've got my attention. Yay! Okay. Let's see. So like I said, it was the end of the world. Everything I did that day felt like the real thing. Every smell, every sound, every color, every touch. It's important you know that. I wasn't acting like I would in a dream. I didn't know it was a dream. Heavy. Dude. There was no warning, no build-up, nothing. Just between one moment and the next, the TV had turned to the emergency alert system. and this voice that sounded like it had been recorded in the 60s told us that we were under attack. Oh shit. I wonder if that's really what would happen. Like, if it was, like, totally, like, a doomsday type thing, if we'd get, like, the 50s broadcast of, you know, hide under your desk and kiss your ass goodbye, or what? Would they tell us to duct tape our doors and windows shut? I don't know. Were you alone? Yeah. I had had a really long day at the office, so I had sworn off all social contact for the evening. I had the TV on in the background, just as noise. Wait, what? The office? You mean you got a grown-up job? Like, a job, pays you money, job? Like, you work? Yeah, actually, at the college. Student admissions office. Don't sound so surprised. I am going to graduate in just a few months, you know. Uh-huh. With a BA in English Lit. Shut up. Such skill with words. Anyway, what happened next? Like I said, the TV suddenly turned to the emergency alert system. Jack the volume all the way up to... I didn't even know they could do that. The broadcast told us that we were under attack, right now, and that we needed to get to shelter. That we had less than 30 minutes before the bombs hit. Jesus. Sounds scary. At first, I didn't want to believe it. I switched the channel, but they were all the same. And then the sirens started. Tornado sirens, flood sirens. I don't know. And I knew things were serious. Dude, I live right by a river and in, well, Tornado Alley. I still, to this very day, cannot tell the difference between a tornado signal and a flood signal. I think it's just the same damn thing. So what did you do? Ooh, I get to choose. Okay. Went online to find out what was going on. No, that's stupid. Immediately tried to... Who the fuck's Chess? I needed to think about my options. We're not thinking about nothing. Let's see. Chess. Who's that? Exactly, Mr. H. Boyfriend? I mean, I don't have a boyfriend, but in the dream, totally getting boned. Yep. Wait up. Tell me more about this sudden new boyfriend of yours. I thought you weren't on the dating scene. Actually, I've been thinking about putting myself out there. Like, maybe some online dating or something? Although I'm kind of afraid to check OkCupid right now. What if there's a guy there named Chess? Good icebreaker. Hi, I'm Alice. I dreamed about you last night. You were my end of the world buddy. Funny. Aren't I just? You were saying about Chess? What kind of name is that anyway? I mean, yeah, he's hot. He's really hot and smart and really, really hot. I can sense you blushing all the way over here. Maybe I should check out my OkCupid profile. So what did your boyfriend think? Well, first I tried calling him, but all I got was this pre-recorded network busy message. But the net still worked, so I hit him up on there. I mean, we did most of our communications in chat anyway. And I found him. But there was no time for, well, anything. I started typing, you know, holy hell, what the fuck is going on? There's death, like, impending doom. We're all gonna die. He's like, I gotta go, bitch. Bye. That's a little blunt. Totally. He told me he needed to get to his sister. His sister? How come? He'd mentioned her a few times. She's disabled but lives in a house by herself. Out somewhere in the boroughs. Did he ask you to come too? He didn't ask. He's like, I'm going to be outside my apartment in 5 minutes, he said, then logged off. Yeah. I guess that's an invitation of sorts. So, what did you do? Well, I knew that Chess wasn't going to wait for me. If I wanted to go with him, I had to go right away. Just grab my stuff and go. Making quick decisions at the spur of the moment? Doesn't sound like you. So what did you do? Let's see. Went online to find out what was going on. Need to think about my options. Why do I need to think about my options? I went with Chess to help him out with his sister. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. So I decided to go with Chess. I mean, how couldn't I? He clearly needed help. Altruistic. How long have you been dating? Cynic. Long enough to know my feelings were real. I mean, they felt real in the dream. Where did the sister live again? In a borough. Practically the suburbs. So pretty far. Chess said he usually takes the subway or a bus. Chess actually lived just down the street, and we always had a customary place to meet. We didn't even need to confirm the place anymore, but it didn't seem very likely we'd be able to catch a bus or the subway. So how were you planning on getting to the sister? In less than 30 minutes? Oh, spoiler. The bombs didn't start dropping on us within 30 minutes. It took longer than that. They did start, though. That's lucky. Yeah, well, it didn't mean we weren't in a hurry. But you didn't leave empty-handed, though, right? Oh, right, yes. I grabbed the biggest bag I had. A backpack. People always called it magic. You could fit so much into it. Bigger on the inside and all that. Okay, let's see. So I've got flashlight, map, which won't go in my bag, but go in my hands, a radio, spare clothes, a sleeping bag, and food. Okay, so, we're definitely taking the flashlight and the map. And we're gonna take the radio, and of course the food. And I don't think... Yeah, those won't fit. Okay, so that's what we're taking. Go on, bro, sister, bombs incoming. How did you plan to get there in the chaos? The chaos? Yeah, the streets were nuts. Everything and everyone was going crazy. Crashes everywhere, but no one was responding. The street was completely gridlocked. I'm talking maybe 15 minutes after the first announcement here. All it takes is a few cars in the wrong place. But you live pretty centrally, right? It had to be better further out. Did Chess have a car? No, but if we wanted a car, there were tons around. People just left them, keys in the ignition, and ran. Holy shit. It must have been bedlam. I hate that term. Okay, it was. I was so scared. So, still a car or walk? We discussed walking. It was like 14 miles or something. It'd probably take at least 4 or 5 hours on a good day. And this wasn't a good day. Maybe a good start, though. Things might clear up outside the downtown area, and you might be able to steal a car there. Appropriate a car. Stealing sounds so criminal. Yeah, whatever you say. Any other options except stealing, appropriating a car and hoofing it? Or hoofing it? Something in between. I know a guy with a motorcycle. He really loves that motorcycle. But I wondered if maybe he'd be willing to borrow it? I mean, for fuck's sake, we were going to go rescue a disabled woman. A motorcycle? That's not gonna help. Well, I mean, it might help get us there. But we need a car for all 3 of us. Let's see. You know him well? Reasonably. I didn't know you knew how to drive a motorcycle. I'm a woman of many talents. So what did you do? We decided to try with my acquaintance with the motorcycle. We decided to walk out of the worst of the chaos. We decided to try stealing a car. Okay, we can't steal a car right now because it's too crowded. And I really don't think the motorcycle's gonna help because it's just not gonna help. And more than likely, the guy with the motorcycle probably already took it anyway. So let's just walk out of the rest of this shit. I decided walking was the best option. The whole downtown area was gridlocked. Cars everywhere, people running down the sidewalks, and the sirens blaring. It was like one of those disaster movies. No hope of driving anywhere, at any rate. But where was everyone going? Most of them were going home, I think. People were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And there you were, running away from home. Once I made my decision, I stuck to it, no matter how much I was filled with doubt. Half an hour was nothing. Nothing at all. But luckily, that estimate was completely wrong. Sometimes, I'll walk half an hour in the wrong direction just because I stubbornly refuse to believe I'm lost. Good for you, H. Let's see. I didn't know what was the right direction, but I did try to get there as fast as possible. Although that was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I was swept up in a mass of people and manhandled in the wrong direction more than once. Every few minutes, I stopped to consult the map to make sure I was going in the right direction. Was there any danger? Like, people attacking each other or something? No, I thought we were all going in the same direction, but then I realized that the crowd was heading somewhere I hadn't planned to go. A subway station. What'd you do? I was swept along. It was that, or get trampled, or pinned against some wall. I finally managed to disentangle myself at the stalled mass of people just outside the entrance. Apparently, it was closed and people were trying to break through the gates. By the time I was out, though, I had lost a lot of time. Oh shit. Time. Yes, isn't that the thing you're fighting here? How far away were you planning on getting? Well, a lot further than I'd gotten at this point. I could practically see my apartment building, but the crowd was slowly thinning at least, and I actually saw a vehicle in motion, an ambulance, weaving between stalled cars with its sirens blaring. What'd you do? Okay, let's see. Steal a car? Kept walking. Although I started looking for shelter. Kept walking, intending to get away from danger before I had to stop walking. I think we need to start looking for shelter. We're not gonna make it. I found myself looking over my shoulder all the time, as if the flash could come at any time. Are you supposed to look away from the flash? Well, yeah, but how could I not? Some warning? Something? The sirens were pointless. Weren't they supposed to warn when the event was imminent? Now I'd been out for at least an hour, and no bombs yet. I think I would have just stayed at home, or done just about anything but head out into the open. You do that when you have this dream. I did what I did. So how long did you risk staying out? I asked Chess what he thought, and he just shook his head. He was going to keep going. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it to his sister. So what'd you find? I kept checking my map. When I saw the subway sign, I knew I was going in the right direction. I kept feeling like the bomb would fall on my head at any moment. When Chess saw that, he immediately told me to stop. I tried to argue with him that we had to find shelter, but he wouldn't have any of it. He said I should go, but he was going to keep going. That we were already wasting time. Nothing I could say could persuade him otherwise. Just like that? He said to come look for him after it was all over, although I had my doubts. Anyway, I had other, more immediate things to worry about. That was probably not very safe, though. I mean, it must have been packed. Oh, yes. As I got closer, I did see something that made my heart surge. Policemen, actual government workers. They were ushering everyone down below, and people were actually moving in a somewhat orderly fashion. Is your subway system bomb-proof? I have no idea. I was caught in the stream of people either way, and found myself shepherded below ground. It smelled of pee and vomit and body odor, and the crying and shouting made talking impossible. Ooh, what's going on? Ah! Yay! I'm in the subway. So a regular Friday night at the underground. Funny. Anyway, there was actually a semblance of order down there. Policemen were giving people places to sleep. Also down on the tracks. Ew. And you? Ended up on the tracks. Oh god! With nothing but the clothes on my back. Pretty much. I just pulled my knees up to my chest and held my head down and waited for the end. At least you weren't alone. And it had to be safer underground, right? I didn't feel safe. Not at all. Someone could have knocked me out. Hell, someone could have probably shanked me down there and no one would have noticed. I was almost more frightened of the other people than I was of the bombs. The bombs were just abstract threats, while all these panicking people were right there. What? No coming together of people, no great communion in the face of danger. Every man for himself. Anyway, apocalypse. So it was real. I mean, in the dream. Yes. The first one was the worst, because the light went out, and I tried to make myself as small as I could, but I still got kicked once or twice by people running by in a panic. A few moments later, there were flashlights out, police shouting, telling everyone to be calm. Be calm. Bullshit. The lights were out, and it was completely, utterly pitch dark. I got a flashlight. The first one. There were more. I lost count with every blast. There was this terrible sound from the roof, like it was crying out. Small pieces of it rained down with every rumble, and we all responded to its cry. Jesus Christ. Did the roof hold? It groaned. Rocks tumbled down. Someone got hit by one big enough to hurt, and they cried out. I don't think the station was very far underground at all, and it hadn't been designed with bombings in mind. That must have been pretty harrowing. Not just for me. A lot of people got up and said they weren't going to stay. There was a surge of people. Panic was mounting again. It was quiet outside, but the policemen didn't want anyone leaving yet. There was a lot of screaming. Some demanded to be let out. I had to stand up to avoid getting jostled or trampled again. What'd you do? That's when the final bomb hit. Close. Maybe it had been shot out of course. Maybe. Who knows? I was looking towards the exit when it hit, and I could see the firestorm sweep down into— oh no! Engulfing the hapless policemen and everyone who had been pushing against them to get out. Someone screamed, and it was drowned out by the sound of the roof beginning to fall. Dust covered everything. Holy shit, what did you do? Whoa. After I finished coughing, something was burning so I could actually see, although I didn't particularly want to. What I saw was that most were either huddled down, praying or to whatever god they had, that they wouldn't be burned alive, or then trying to escape. No one could get past the burning wreckage at the entrance, but the subway tunnels were wide open. Most were crowding into the tunnels leading westwards, away from the downtown area, but it was a stampede. The tunnels leading east, back from where I came, practically empty by comparison. I would get out of there if I were you, regardless of the direction. Where'd you go? Oh shit! Okay, I don't want to tangle with the crowd. I went east. I joined the crowd running west, of course. I just huddled down and joined— no, we're not gonna pray. That's fucking stupid. Oh shit! Which way was which? No, I'm so bad at this! Oh my god, can I look? Oh, fuck yeah, okay. Chess's sister, subway station, my apartment, Chess's apartment. Okay, so downtown is where we're at. Wait a minute, isn't that north? That would be north, right? Chess's sister? Where's the subway? Is this looks like a river. Where's— fuck! Okay, I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. Damn it. I'm not gonna join the masses. I don't think I want to. Let's go east. Alright, let's see how this goes. I rushed into the east tunnel, heedless of what came behind me. As I ran, I heard the collapse of the subway station behind me, and saw as all the light went out. Oh shit. Good you got out of that one. See, I told you praying was stupid. Yeah. I had a flashlight, thank God. As I shone around the tunnel, I realized, to my amazement, I was the only one who'd ran into it. Maybe others had run into the parallel one, but I was alone here. I went back to the tunnel collapse, but it was just an insurmountable barrier of concrete and rebar, on the other side of which you might have been. Well, I don't know if where I was much better. What if all the stations had collapsed? What if I was trapped in this tunnel? And wasn't that a hell of a lot more likely the closer to ground zero you get? Fair point. The thing was, I knew this line. This was my line. And the next stop was my stop. So, right back to zero. Oh shit, maybe I should have went the other way. Damn. Okay, pretty much. At least it was faster to walk underground than above ground. Had the station collapsed? Take a wild guess. Of course it had. That's not good. There was a similar pile blocking the entrance here, but I shone my flashlight all over it, climbing up as high as I could until I saw something amazing. The glint of metal. A train? Yep. It must have been in the station when the bombs hit. I started digging. I mean, this took a long while, a full day at least, but in the end I had unearthed the emergency exit at the back of the train car. And you got that one open too. With some effort. I had no shortage of blunt objects though. When I stepped into it and realized it was sunlight I was seeing further ahead, I could have cried. So you could get out? Yes, through one of the windows. I crawled through a short tunnel made out of debris, careful not to look at what else the tunnel was made out of, and crawled up into, well, pretty dim, pretty foreboding sunlight, but still sunlight. Dude, the fallout though. And what did it look like? Better than that tunnel, but not by much. The sky was dark. A rain of ash was coming down. The city was burning, scorched, ruined. A bit like me, probably crawling out of that hole. Oh shit, I got an achievement. Did I not die? Oh fuck. Radioactive ash? Oh, presumably, although I was too busy breathing in big gulps of fresh air to give a hoot. So what'd you do? I died. I immediately died. I coughed up a lung, and I died. I wanted to make an attempt to find Chess. Same thing I had set up first. Go to the hell out of town. Wanted to check on my apartment since it was so close. Fuck the apartment. Get the hell out of town. Let's go find Chess. See if he made it. So, going after Chess. Where would you start? Simple. I knew where he'd gone to find his sister, and I knew where she lived. And where was that? Well, pretty far actually. Out in the boroughs. It'd take a while to walk, what with all public transportation out of order. As if you'd let something like that deter you. True, but it was pretty far, and I was alone. It would be dangerous. Did you reconsider? No! Let's see, I decided I'd head out. Not to look for him specifically, but if I happened across him. No, I wanted to find him, even if it was dangerous. No, but I decided to stay at his apartment instead. Maybe he'd come back. No, he's not coming back. But if I happened across him. What did it look like? The streets? Awful. Ruined buildings everywhere, charred by fire, most of them. We had to pick our way between cars. And debris and bodies. There were so many bodies. It makes me sick just to think about it. Who's we? Did I pick up a friend? Must have been pretty difficult to travel. Yes. Although it was oddly inconsistent. I think my building was the last one directly affected by the blast. About a block in the opposite direction, there were mainly intact buildings. As much as you could call them intact, I guess. Still standing. What about others? Were there any survivors on the street? Yeah, there were others. A lot of them were a lot worse off than me. Some were blind, others were burned, broken, or in shock. There just wasn't anything I could do. Where was the government? I don't know. No one knew. I hadn't heard a single ambulance siren since the event. For all we knew, there was nothing left. Holy shit, I'm dying! Did you figure out where to go? I started coming across survivors soon enough, people like me, some with backpacks and some with just the clothes on their backs. It was obviously wretched to see them. Some were staying put, but most were moving. Rumor had it there was an evacuation center set up at the college. What, like your college? Yeah, talk about going back to where you started. Go on, how did it go? It was pretty slow going, and even though I tried to keep out of the black rain, there wasn't all that much we could do. But at least we had a goal, and the others to help us get there. Oh, I'm dying! So it was real. The evacuation center? Not so fast. There was a slight obstacle still on the way. Oh? What's that? The river. Holy shit. There's a river? Not something I had thought about either. I didn't live anywhere near it, so whenever I crossed it, I just drove over it. But there it was. Geographical reality. So, I mean, the bridges were surely still there. True, but when we approached them, we realized that they were being occupied. Ugh, by whom? I'm not sure. I saw them from afar, and kind of ducked into cover. I saw immediately that they weren't good news. They had guns and were harassing other people who'd come to the bridge. I think they were mugging them. Did they let anyone pass? Yes, some. But I didn't know what the price was, or if they had some other criteria for letting people through. So what did you do? Nearby to see what would happen. I went up to them and confronted them. There are other bridges to cross down. No, okay, I'm not gonna last downriver. I'm not gonna last just waiting to see what happens. So, confront them. Brave. Stupid. I wasn't going to let them scare me. I'm gonna die on my feet. So, what were they? Just thugs? Part opportunists, part worried townsfolk. They claimed that they were protecting their part of the town from riffraff, who were coming down from the city trying to steal all their uncontaminated food. That this was just kind of concerned citizens' roadblock? Conveniently in the way towards the main evacuation center. Yeah, but, well, I mean, they had a lot of guns. But I didn't really detect a lot of malice in them. It didn't seem like they were particularly wanting to use them. So what did you do? I told them I had enough food and didn't need to steal theirs. I tried talking my way through. I decided to reconsider the whole thing. I have enough food. I opened my backpack and showed them my food, although it felt like a monumentally foolish thing to do. Still, if they wanted to rob me, they had all the guns anyway. Just as I was going through, one of them stopped me and asked if I had any more of that. Than that. I knew they were actually highwaymen. Bastards. I didn't really have a lot of leeway for lying or being creative, not with all those guns around me. The bastard grabbed my pack when I remained quiet and looked through it. Under the eyes of his boss, he emptied out everything but one day's meager provisions, called it a bridge tax. Shithead. No! What a bastard. No kidding. I was just hoping I wouldn't need it, and they did let me go afterwards, albeit with a much lighter pack. Holy crap. Am I gonna make it? So, the evacuation center, my college. I'm not surprised I dreamed about it. It's like at the center of my life right now. It was still, in the dream, a big part of my life. That's where I worked, after all. Is this the part where the dream turns weird and the college starts sprouting legs and begins smoking a hookah or something? Unfortunately, no. That would have been a pretty welcome respite. Even so, it must have been a respite. Proof that society survived, the United States weren't completely obliterated, etc., etc. Speaking of, what did happen to everyone? I don't know. Everything was still rather hazy. News was sporadic and often hearsay. There was a lot of talk about a missile defense system that no one knew we had. They had apparently managed to shoot down something akin to 90% of all the enemy warheads. Wishful thinking. Based on what I was seeing, I don't really see the difference. 10% was clearly more than enough to wreak unimaginable havoc. Hell, 1% would have probably been enough. Anyway, go on. I want to get to the end. What happened at the center? At the gates, there was a screening process going on. A big plastic corridor where we all were told to undress and go through this super cold shower, after which men in gas masks and plastic coverings ran a Geiger counter over us. Seriously? So what happened? There were 2 doors at the end of the corridor beyond the men in masks with guns. Whenever their Geiger counters frazzled and complained, you went right. Whenever it was quiet, you went left. Oh, I'm going right. I went right. They gave us back our old clothes at the other end, which was the thing that really should have freaked us out. Most were just grateful, but if they're giving us back our radioactive clothing, they're gonna let us die. Oh my god. But that meant they considered you dead. Exactly. Yes, through the fence I saw that ones going left, leaving towards the dorms, all wearing what looked like prison uniforms. At least they were likely to be clean and uncontaminated. And you? Where did they lead you? To the football stadium. Can you believe that? They didn't even care enough about us to get us out of the fallout. They had at least set up tents, stoves, and a kitchen for us, all staffed by the same irradiated people, of course, and serving us irradiated food. They didn't want to feed us. Oh my god! This can't be where your story ends. There's actually not much else to say. Huh? Well, I'd been feeling it for a long time already, but by then, it just came to an end. I couldn't move anymore. I was too weak. I had to rest. But I couldn't even keep food down. In the end, I couldn't even stay conscious or talk. Radiation poisoning. Yes, of the acute, bad kind. I suppose it's lucky I can't really say much more of my last time on Earth. I was too delirious, too out of it, to really notice or realize anything anymore. I came in and out of it, but mostly I remember incredible pain whenever I was conscious. And I died. Wait, this is weird. Huh? The dream? Yeah, really weird. You weren't kidding when you said it was lucid. No, it's more than that. I feel like I've done this before. Many times, and like I keep getting the wrong end. You're having deja vu of a dream? Except the deja vu doesn't end, right? Dude. Yeah, something like that. It's that sensation of knowing exactly what word, act, or thought comes next, yet being unable to do anything about it. Until now. Until now? So you, like, broke the deja vu just now? Usually when that happens, to me, it just means the situation is over. Yeah, for a moment, maybe, but no. I don't know. No, I'm still having it. God! This is annoying. Well, maybe you'll dream it in the next... Wait, what? Well, maybe you'll dream it next night again anyway. Lovely. That's the good thing about dreams. You can always dream them again. You already said that. I think I'm going crazy. Is that it? Is that the end? Ah, that's the end. I died. I died of radiation poisoning. Awesome. Okay. Until next time.